Midnight Season 1 has officially launched, and while the rest of the world is arguing about balanced Druid buffs and unholy Death Knight nerfs, we're focusing on the only stat that doesn't get tuned: style. We're looking at everything from the Nazgul light Death Knight vibe to the Mage set that apparently forgot to include shoes? Strap in, because some of these sets are absolute bangers, while others are immediately getting mocked. Welcome to Does It Slay? Okay everyone, this is how this is going to work. Just like in WoW, we've got tiers from bad all the way up to legendary. If a set lands in the bad tier, I genuinely don't like the set at all and can't find any piece of it redeemable for combining with other transmogs. If a set lands in the legendary tier, not only does the set look amazing by itself, but it also has great potential to mix with other transmogs. We are looking at every tier set for every class, from Raid Finder to Mythic, and are including the normal PvP and Elite PvP sets. At the end, each class will receive points based on where each of their sets landed in the rankings. Bad is 0 points, up to Legendary being 5 points. This will make it super easy to see which classes are the winners and which are the losers of the season. Starting off with Raid Finder Warrior. So it's got like a mammoth feel. It's not exactly special, not in my eyes. I wouldn't say it's bad. It looks so it looks like someone peed on the tusk's tips. That is a very good point. With like this color scheme, I don't really think it would go well with other sets. Let's put this in the poor section. It's not terrible, but I don't really see where else you would use it. So the next one is Normal Warrior. Now when I saw this, I thought, wow, that's really cool. I don't know why it's normal. This seems too good for a normal set, especially with the tusks having that red color like it's dipped in fresh blood. Much improvement. I am thinking this goes in the amazing tier. Really nice colors, good concept, it goes well with other transmogs. Heroic Warrior. I think it's slightly worse than the normal version. It is like a fell version of what we were saying previously, but it's still the mammoth concept, so I don't think it meshes that well together. And I don't really see a whole lot what I would use mixing and matching with other tiers. I'm somewhere between great and good. Just because I don't think there's a whole lot of mixing and matching, I'm going to put it in the good for now. This is Mythic Warrior. I don't like it. I don't know when I would ever use any of these pieces in a tier set. The blue color's cool, but then you've got like this copper. It doesn't really like mix and match well with the colors. I'm thinking of putting this back with the Raid Finder in poor. Above the Raid Finder, but still poor. Next is the regular PvP for Warrior. It's not really sparking joy in me. I like this better than the Raid Finder. I like this better than the Mythic, but I think it's worse than the Heroic with the green. Again, it's kind of falling back to, I don't know what I would mix and match any of these pieces with. Is it good or great? I don't really know. It's kind of like on that border. It goes here for me. Right behind Heroic version. All right, next is the Elite PvP. This looks more Void inspired than the Mythic gear set, and I don't understand why. Why this is PvP. I think this is good, but doesn't pass the other two. Oh, you hate this one? This is what I would have expected the Mythic to be. And the normal, this one I would have expected to be the Elite PvP. It's just that whenever I think of Void inspired warriors, these are the colors I would think of. I don't like it more than the normal PvP and the Heroic. I still think it's good. Okay, so that's all the warrior ones. Next is Paladins. This set I really like. This is Raid Finder Paladin, supposedly the easiest one to get, and I really like this. This is my favorite color. The only problem is there is not really any other gear in the game this would go well with. I'm going to put it in the amazing, below the warrior set. The only reason why it's not legendary is because I can't like mix and match it with any other gear. Next is normal paladin. This is the first legendary. This is one of the perfect tier sets of this season. It is so amazing. The theme, the colors, mixes really well with other gear. So yeah, this just immediately goes up to legendary. Speaking of legendary, I think this is yet another legendary, especially if you have the tier 2 recolors and you can mix and match. This is phenomenal. This is definitely a second legendary back to back for paladins. They are cooking with the paladin sets. And then we get to mythic. I don't really like it that much. Okay, yeah, you still have the paladin themes, and the colors, I guess, go well with Draenei. Like, it seems very Draenei inspired. I just don't really like the whole mix and match of white, purple, and then that bronze color. I would be putting the mythic paladin up in the great section. Another thing to think about is I don't think there's a whole lot of mixed match potential with this one, because you need both white, bronze, and purple. Okay, this is normal PvP. These colors go well together, but it doesn't really feel that much like paladin gear to me. This looks more like warrior gear. It looks so unwashed. I think that was the theme they were going with. Like, this is more of like a desert inspired paladin. Yeah, a paladin soldier. Yeah. I'm thinking this is more on the low end of great for me, like behind the mythic. Because I also don't really know what I can mix and match it with, because you have to go with that whole desert warrior theme, and I don't really know that much gear that would go with it. And then you get to the elite PvP. This is also really good. They really cooked with the paladin sets this season. I don't know if this goes in legendary or amazing though. I like the colors. I like the overall set, how it looks. I don't really like how the helmet has lights coming off the tips, but if you get up to a certain mythic rating, you could probably turn it off. I don't know how much mixing and matching you can do. I'm thinking this is on the upper end of amazing. Yeah, I think this is going to go amazing for me. Okay. Okay, Hunter. This is Raid Finder Hunter. This one, like, I see what they were going for, and if you were a troll hunter especially, I think this would go really well with what your theme is. Like, I've seen previous hunter sets, so this one I think is a step in the right direction, but it's still not great. I think this one goes good for me. So, like, honestly, yeah, I think I would put it past the warrior mythic. Or is that warrior elite? I think that's warrior elite. This is normal. It looks almost the exact same. Almost one for one the exact same. So I'm just going to put it in the exact same spot. Heroic. Now this is more of a Fel inspired dinosaur. And honestly, I feel the exact same about it. They did Hunter's Dirty. They always do Hunter's Dirty. I will say this one does have slightly better mix and match potential than the previous two. So I will put it right above it in the tier list. And then Mythic. On its own, it doesn't look terrible, but this probably has the least mix and match potential out of all of the Hunter sets. So I'm going to put it at the bottom of the grouping. Right there. Normal PvP. Again, this is my favorite color, or like around my favorite color. So I like this one more than all of the other Hunter sets. That said, still in the good section. Honestly, actually no. For me personally, I'll put it at the bottom of the great section just because I like the coloring that much. Elite PvP, I mean, it's just the same as before except more red, so I'll put it at the top of the hunter grouping. None of them are poor, which is a step in the right direction. Blizzard, if anyone is watching this, it is a step in the right direction. I will give you that. Rogue. Bad. I hate it. I hate everything about the rogue set. This looks terrible to me. Like maybe the shoulders, you could mix and match maybe a little bit, but even then, rogues have so much cooler gear. I don't know why they would ever use this. Next is normal. This also goes in the terrible section, so even worse than before because now the colors don't even make sense. Heroic rogue, I mean, it looks more poisony. I think you could actually use those shoulders with some sets. So I will put this one with the poor. You love the rogue sets? I hate them. Rogue sets have always been so cool. They always knocked it out of the park, and then I see this season and it looks terrible to me. Like maybe it's just because they have one of those kinds of masks that you would see at like one of those nobles parties. It is very low fantasy. I don't even think it's low fantasy. Like if they got rid of the mask, I would like it more. Or make the mask cover up the whole face. It feels very D&D to you. I don't see it. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to hard disagree with you on this one. Okay, the mythic set though. Those shoulders, pretty good. I would say this goes... Actually, all the colors on this is much better than the other sets. Okay, the mythic set I will give is a good set. I will put it in the good. Better than Elite Warrior... Better than some of the hunter sets, but I like two of the hunter sets better. PvP Rogue, basic set. It's purple. Is there a whole lot of sets in the game for rogues that are purple? I can't really think of any. Honestly, this might be at the top of the bad for me. Oh, no, this is at the bottom. The elite PvP for rogue, that is at the very bottom of the bad right now. What is that color? Gosh, it looks like he's got kidney stones for his shoulder pads. So yeah, I do not like the rogue sets this season at all. God, it even looks like he wet himself. Okay, Priest. This is the raid finder for Priest. The helmet and the shoulders look really good. I don't really like the brown color though. And the gloves don't really spark joy either. It feels like Dragonflight all over again. The brown and silver is not it for me. Yeah, like if I look at just the helmet and the shoulders, it looks pretty good. But then you get to the rest of the set and it looks pretty bad. I'm split between good and poor. Just because of the brown. I think I'll put it at the top of the poor section. Normal mode though, this is already much better. It's gold, blue, and white, with the swords having blue hanging off of it. Really good. This is probably in the great section. Yeah, right below the hunter one, just because I like the hunter colors better. And then the heroic version, it's even more gold. I don't like the green gems, but that's a tiny detail, I think. I think this is another great set. With the holy theme, this honestly could go in the amazing tier, especially the helmet and shoulders, pulling up the rest again. Like that helmet, you could put on a bunch of stuff, give yourself like a Vicrule theme. You can make like sets based just on the helmet and shoulders, so I think this one goes amazing. Mythic. It's like they took this holy theme and tried their absolute best to make it void inspired, and I think they fell flat on their face. This is not poor, but definitely not great, so it's probably in the good section for me. Probably next to the rogue. from before. PvP, they brought the brown back. But those helmet and shoulders though, those are carrying it so hard for me. It's also got that light bluish color that I love. The gemstones are the aquamarine teal color. They just had to put brown in it. For some reason, they had to put brown. So even though I really like the colors on the helmet and shoulders, I don't like the bottom half of the set. I'm going to have to put only in the great section. If instead of the brown, they had a black or a gold or a white, it could have been amazing, if not legendary. But they had to put the brown in there. It just docks a whole bunch of points. The elite PvP set though, this is cool. It doesn't mix well with the theme of the armor, but the colors are cool. So I don't know how to feel about it. This might just be another great set. Probably, yeah, somewhere in between the two. Something like that. Not going to lie, I think I would only use the shoulders from these sets. Yeah. Legendary. Immediate legendary for me. Favorite color, great design. This is the Raid Finder Death Knight set. And it is a legendary for me. I immediately love it. Normal Death Knight. Now this set makes more sense and goes with other sets better, but I like it less. They brought the brown back. I don't know why they added brown to the set. So I think this one specifically would go in the great section for me. Probably past the priests, but below the paladins. Heroic. It's like they took the color for the ice theme and stuck it on some brown skeleton gear. I don't like this one at all. Like, this is probably the worst of the Death Knight sets, and it's heroic tier, which is probably what most people are going to get up to. Honestly, this is probably just in the good section for me. Yeah, probably next to the rogue and the mythic priest. Somewhere around there. And then you get to the mythic. I don't understand what they were going for with these colors. It's like they did Nerubian colors with an ice theme, but it's purple. Like you have purple ice. This and the heroic ones are pretty much neck and neck for me. Like, they're both fine. They're not bad, but I would never use them. So put that right next to the heroic one. Normal PvP Death Knight. This is very Unholy inspired. I love it. I don't know how much other gear you can mix and match with this though. So I think this goes in the great tier for me. Probably right next to the other one. And then you get to elite Death Knight PvP. For me personally, this is the #1 set of the season. Better than all others. Better than the Paladins. Better than probably any other set I'll get to today. That is the coolest set. It is so cool that for the first 2 days of the season, I grinded Battlegrounds, raided Battlegrounds, so that I could get the elite transmog as quickly as possible. And in game right now, I have that set equipped. It is my favorite set of the season. I love it. Everything about it, mwah, chef's kiss. Then we go to Shamans. Banana. Why are the shoulder pads bananas? That is the one part that I don't get. Why are they bananas? Shaman feels like Dragonflight Season 1 leftover set to you. Yeah. So just like how Temni felt about the priest, it's just Dragonflight over again. This one, bad. It's just bad. Normal mode. You've got orange bananas. That's pretty much it. I guess the gloves could be used here for something. So I'd say it's better than the bananas stuff, but I mean, it is at the end of the day just orange bananas, and I think it goes in the bad section. Heroic Shaman. It's green. You have unripe bananas now. The green lightning's kind of cool, but it's also just, again, bananas. So this goes right next to the very edible yellow bananas. Mythic Shaman. So now the lightning balls have little pieces of stone in them, and the rest of the colors don't make sense at all. You got like a bright brown with dark brown and a dark red with a normal red, and then white and gold, and like it seems like they put a lot of detail into it for it to not look good. Again, I think honestly the Mythic Shaman might be the worst of all of them, because at least the others you can make jokes about bananas. The PvP set though, I feel like this is the design they were going for when they first came up with this idea. This one is actually fine to me. I have no problems with it. I personally wouldn't use any of it, but I can see what they were going for with this set specifically. So I would say this is probably on the low end of good. And this is elite PvP. I don't understand Blizzard's idea on color theme, because if you look at most, or if not most, all other sets, purple is for mythic raiding. So why is the elite PvP set for shamans purple? It doesn't make sense with the theming of all the other classes. So this goes even lower than the mythic raiding. It is the worst one I've seen so far, because purple bananas, the colors don't really go well. I don't know what you would mix and match it with, and it goes against the theming of every other class in the season. Just a bad, terrible set. Now we get to Mage. I like and don't like at the same time. The shoulder pads look weird until you get to the elite PvP or the mythic dungeon set. Up until then, it's just like giant glowing orbs. It is very Kirin Tor themed. I do like that, but this is the Raid Finder version. The mythic version is even more Kirin Tor themed, so this is probably on the good end. Like upper good, somewhere around here. Better than the hunter sets. Also, why is he barefoot? At least put some shoes on. Normal tier though, I like this one less. I don't think it's bad, but it's worse than the Raid Finder version. This probably goes on the upper end of poor for me. But then you get to the heroic one. This is very Blood Elf inspired. This is a really good set with coloring, theming, mixing and matching. The only problem I have with this set, where are his shoes? Why are his toes just poking out? I could use this entire set, except I have to replace the boots. I have to find different boots. So that is the only reason why this set does not go in the legendary. It goes in the amazing. And then we get to the mythic. And this is the Kirin Tor theme. This is it. If you were wanting to make a Medivh inspired set, you got a lot of options here. Just a Kirin Tor mage with the giant orbs on the side. The helm is a cover with the glowing eye. Very proper Kirin Tor, yes. Again, the only issue with why this is not a legendary set is because those toes are just poking out and I can't get that image out of my head. So yeah, I would probably stick this right next to the Blood Elf inspired one. It's just a different theme that you could go for, and again, you're going to have to replace the boots. Regular PvP, I don't know what they were going for on this. You've got a sickish green color, a dirty grayish black, dark brown, light brown, a navyish blue. Just everything about this set, yeah, it is a hot mess. This is a bad, bad set. I do think it's better than the Shaman's ones just because they aren't bananas, but if I was a mage PvPing, I would transmog this set so quickly. And then you get to the elite PvP, and I'm a sucker for the colors. I like the bright blue with the dark navy blue and the white themes. The only reason why this is not amazing for me is for some reason there's brown. Just a dirty brown color in there. This could have been a really good tier set, but instead, it's just a good one. Probably at the upper end of good. Something like that. Warlocks. They love cooking for warlocks. This is a really cool set. The problem with the Raid Finder one is the coloring. Not really a whole lot you could do with the goldish yellow. It's like more like an earth elemental. Honestly, this looks more like a shaman set than the shaman tier for this season. So only because of the coloring, the Raid Finder Warlock goes somewhere in the good. Yeah, probably right next to the Raid Finder Mage. Not going to lie, the yellow color on these sets are mostly misses. I don't know why they keep using it. I agree. They can't come up with good colors to complement it. Out of all of the yellow sets we've seen so far, this is the best yellow because it's got like that dark brown to go with it. The issue again is this is more of a shaman set than a warlock set. But then you get to the normal warlock. This is a legendary set. You got the dark purple, you got the green fell, you got the stone colors in there with the black chains. This is a really good set. So this goes on the low end of the legendaries for me. Still in the legendaries, but the other ones are better. There's also just so much mixing and matching you could do with this set. Oh my god. I'm now thinking about all of the Warlock gear in the game and how you can interchange the helmet and shoulders with so many options. And it's only normal, so it's easy to get. Then you get to the heroic tier. It's good. Again, if this was on a Blood Elf, it probably would look better because it's got the red and the green, very Blood Elf caster inspired. My problem though is like the bright copper color. Those are a miss for me. If they took all of the copper in here and just replaced it with the black, I think it would look a lot better. Also, why is there a blindfold? I really like the Blood Elf theme. It's just they fell flat on their face with it because of the coloring on the off colors. So I would say this is probably in the upper good section. And then Mythic. Again, the blindfold's still there. Ah, gosh, I really like the glow. The chains are flying, the helmet, the shoulders, the gloves, those all look fine. Then you just got this really bright brown, and I don't know why that's there. It's ruining the set, honestly. And again, the blindfold on the helmet just looks bad. Why is there a blindfold there? This is not a demon hunter, it's a warlock. So even though I like the colors, I like what they were going for with the shoulders and all the floating stuff and the glowing fire rocks, just because of the off colors, I have to put it low. Also, I don't know how much you can mix and match it with. Like, that is a very specific color for the helmet and shoulders. So honestly, this probably goes in the poor section. Yeah. I think that's a good spot for that. Legendary. Regular PvP, Warlock. Legendary right off the bat. This set looks amazing. I love it. I like the Fell version from the normal dungeons better, but this is also a really good set. Especially if you want to be like a Demonology Warlock with all that dark purple colors, or Affliction Warlock too. A lot of good you can do here. Ooh, that's a really good set. This is the elite PvP for Warlocks. If you love Diablo, this is your set. The only thing I don't like about it is you can see the blindfold on the helmet. Oh, do I put this in amazing or do I put it in legendary? I don't know. This one is right on the border between the two, I think. Just so that the legendary section doesn't get too overfilled, I'm going to put it at the top of the amazing. But just know it's like right on the border. Alright, monks. I feel like I have seen this set 5 other times. On one hand, you can mix and match pretty well. On the other hand, it doesn't really feel that creative to me. So just because I feel like I've seen this set several times already, I think for this one, I'm going to put in the bad just because he has bananas growing out of his forehead. But for the others, I think all of them are probably going to go in the poor section. Just because I've seen all of these so many times. Okay, not this one. This one goes in the good section just because I like the colors. It'll go at the bottom of the good. But like this is Jade. I've seen this set 1,000 times. It goes in the poor section. Mythic. I mean, again, I feel like I've seen this set 1,000 times. It goes in the poor section. Regular PvP, again, just goes in the poor. Elite PvP. I mean, you could probably use the helmet and shoulders for something. Like, maybe if you want to make a samurai-inspired set, the helmet could go well with that. So I'll put this one at the bottom of good as well. Actually, I'll put it above the color one. Okay, next. Oh, this is your favorite tier? I'm sorry. It's very Mogu themed. Okay, yeah. I feel like I've seen it 1,000 times. Like, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure they had the exact same tier in The War Within. As a monk main, this is doing something to you. I'm sorry. Like, it doesn't feel creative to me. I'm sorry. Like, I guess you can mix and match a bunch, which is why I don't put them all in the bad, but it's just... I've seen them all before. I'm still not over the monks and justice for monks. I'm sorry, but you are not going to get justice. Druid. This is Raid Finder Druid. I don't even know what to really say about this. The purple color doesn't seem to mix well with the other colors, I think. Like, if they just stuck to the brown theme, I think it would look better. Also, there's no sleeves. I think for this one specifically, I'll have to put it in the poor section. Probably above the brown on the priest. Now this one, this is normal Druid. This one makes a lot more sense. The colors mix well. You got the bright, vibrant greens with the robes being white. It's also easier to mix and match with other sets, I feel like, because it's green and there's lots of green sets with druids. It kind of gives me a Bulbasaur vibe with the shoulders. I would say this is fine. It goes in the good section. Heroic Druid. This is much more Emerald Dream inspired and it's got more of like a cool theme with it. But honestly, if you put the heroic set right next to the normal set, I wouldn't be able to tell you which one's better. They look almost identical. So I think that deserves to be right next to the other one then. Mythic Druid. This looks cool. It doesn't really feel druidy to me though. And I don't know how much you can mix and match with it, but just going off this set alone, I think the colors really work great together and I like the overall vibe of it. So I would put this in the great section. But if you want a more druid feel, the normal or heroic versions are probably better for you. I just personally like the colors here. Normal PvP. I like the colors on the shoulders and the leaves. I don't understand why they took a bright teal and then mixed it with dark blue. If they took all of the glowing dark blue and just made it a glowing bright teal, I think the set would look better. That said, I still like the colors a lot. So I'm going to put it right next to the mythic version in great. Ooh, elite PvP. This has a lot of potential, especially if you did Lemix and got all of the gear there. You could get like the Xavius shoulders, the Xavius robes. Those would go really well with the set. Change out the gloves with something. A lot of mixed match potential here. This is Emerald Nightmare Druid and you love it? Yeah, I agree. This is really good. I think this goes in the amazing section. I'll put it above the mages. No. I still like the mage sets better. Demon Hunters. Blizzard, what about this set to you screams Demon Hunter? I'll tell you, for me, none of it does. This looks terrible. And I'm usually a sucker for like the bright light blues, but like you got it with such a dirty yellowish brown color. Maybe we'll see it in a later set, but it's like they had an idea for a set and it only worked well with one color palette. And then for the rest of it, they were just like, fuck it. I think I'll still put it above the Shamans, but it's going in the bad section. That is a truly bad set. Normal, it looks better than the Raid Finder. The colors actually make sense together, which is an improvement. My problem though is, again, this does not look Demon Hunter to me. Nothing about this looks Demon Hunter to me. So, I'm putting this one in the poor section, probably around here. Okay, now this set does feel more Demon Hunter. Maybe for like a Blood Elf Demon Hunter, it could work. Maybe if you keep the helmet and then replace the chest, pants, boots, gloves. So yeah, if you just replace most of the set, then it might look good. Yeah, I think this is just going to go right next to the blue set in the poor section. Like, at least it's Demon Hunter inspired this time. It's just, I don't like how the set looks. And then you get to the Mythic. I like the glow, I like the horns, but again, the gear does not make sense. So yeah, I'm probably just going to stick this right next to the others. Yeah. Normal PvP, I guess this, if you want to be a Devourer, this is your set for the season. It's got that Void Purple inspiration. So I guess sticking to a theme, it goes in the poor section, but again, it's not really Demon Hunter-y, not even Void Hunter-y. It's just like, I don't know what the set is. And then yeah, Elite PvP, same situation. Even though it's got the cool black and red, maybe you could use the helm for some other set, but overall, the set as a whole goes in the poor. Now, when I was preparing this stream, I thought long and hard about how I would display the Evoker set. Do I show the full set? Do I show just the shoulders? But then I open up and see this. And I gotta say, this is by far the worst set of gear in the game I have ever seen. I am not usually a fan of Evoker sets, but I quite like this one, actually. The details on the shoulders with the dragons and the gems rotating colors in the Mythic makes it really cool. The prismatic effect is also sick. Yeah, Raid Fighters. Okay. You agree with me on the Raid Fighter looking like the worst in the game. Thank you. I read that other comment, I was like, oh shit, I probably just pissed him off again. But yeah, this by far the bottom of the bad. That is the worst gear I've ever seen. Just terrible color scheming. And then the helmet just looks really dumb with all the horns. It's just normal. I mean, it's better. If you just don't use the helmet, you could probably come up with a set with the rest of the pieces of gear. I think for me personally, so far, this might be the only Evoker one that I'm liking. So for now, I'm going to put it at the bottom of poor, just because I also just don't like this set, how it looks overall. But if I like a different set better, I'll bump this one down to bad. Heroic. I mean, again, it's alright colors, I guess. You can mix and match some of it. I think it's worse than the normal version, though, so this goes in the bad. I'll put it right next to the Banana Monk. Okay, this is Mythic. I get a lot of Scarlet Crusade vibes from the coloring, which I like. If you're trying to cosplay as a Paladin, this set might go well for you. Especially if you are mainly staying in your visage form. This looks very blood elfy too. So I will put this in the poor section and then bump the other one down to the top of bad. Normal PvP for Evokers. I don't like it. I guess Blue Dragonflight, cool. I just know. This goes probably right here. Right next to your black and gold Evoker. Ooh, this one looks not bad. This is elite PvP for Evoker. If you take the helmet away, this is a cool set. Dare I say this might be a good set. But keep in mind, this is elite PvP, so you're going to have to be grinding for a long time as an Evoker to get this. By a long time, I mean probably close to 20 hours. Maybe more, I don't know. I would put that somewhere in good. Probably next to the monk stuff. This is my tier list. There are 6 legendary tier sets this season. 2 for Paladins, 2 for Death Knights, 2 for Warlocks. So those are going to be the classes that I am going to be playing on the most probably this season. Because I am very Transmog inspired when I play this game. So yeah, Paladins, Death Knights, and Warlocks came out as the winners. Mages have a couple good sets. Warriors have one good set. The biggest losers of this patch: Evokers, Rogues, Shamans. Personally, I would probably say Shamans are the worst. Evokers, I kind of expect them to have the worst sets. But Shamans, I was just so disappointed when I saw those. One last justice for monks. Never.